Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for joining me. If you enjoy supporting small spiritual YouTubers, I've included links in the description with different ways to do that. If nothing else, you can leave a like on the video, and that's probably the best thing that you can do for me. Okay, so this video is going to be about the soul's journey, and before we get into the message, I was guided to have everyone watching this just pause and take a deep breath and acknowledge the fact that they're awake during the shift in consciousness, something that your soul has strategically planned for and carved its path with being awake now in mind over the eons. So let's just kind of take a breath. We have punched our ticket as the old souls, and we are in our seat waiting for the curtains to open. And, you should acknowledge that your soul is okay with playing the long game. That's kind of part of your quantum nature, is that you don't get detoured from experience based on the passage of time involved. And a lot of you think, you were Lemurian or Atlantean or maybe even both, and then you went to sleep, and this is where you find yourself now. But I will tell you that is far from the truth. I'm seeing past lives with people almost every day where there's a high level of consciousness and a high level of awakening in different periods of time throughout human history during this separation experience, just like you see some of our brothers and sisters awake now. And I know when I'm looking into a past life that we are quantum time traveling, and based on the level of consciousness of the timeline that I'm seeing, I know that they're aware that I'm looking at them. When you reach a certain level of consciousness, it's impossible not to feel and acknowledge the family around you. And when you awaken over time, it becomes your goal to leave an Akashic inheritance for your future selves. That version of you knows that they are being seen by past lives who are looking forward to see what potentials they can inquire about. That version of you that is awakened in a past life is aware that the future selves are also looking back to see what is here for them. Right now, during the shift in consciousness, your soul has the opportunity to create the most profound Akashic inheritance for your future selves that you will ever have in this planet's history. The reason I know that the past selves are aware when the future selves are watching is because I know when my future selves are watching here and now. You can feel it in your field when different aspects of you are checking in. You can feel it in your field when a new companion arrives, or the guides change, or a specific archangel shows up. Your future selves are all looking back at you because they want to know what they were doing during the shift. They want to know what version of them overcame all of the odds to leave them an inheritance of abundance and love, and took the initiative to clear the Akashic, to clear their karma, and to cancel out their contracts or vows or whatever it is that you've done during your stay here. This is a game of remembrance, and especially during a shift in consciousness, this is where the most potential for remembrance exists. How are you navigating that process? How are you keeping your perspective on its toes so it never stops learning and never stops being curious? What have you dedicated yourself to in this now moment that is leaving your future self time capsules and treasures for the rest of your time here? One thing I know triggers a lot of remembrance is getting out in nature and witnessing the processes that nature uses to sustain itself up close. And right now we have a chance to during the springtime, for those of us that are in it, see nature come alive again and remember who it is, remember its beauty, remember what it's tasked to do, remember how to use all of its instruments to get the nourishment that it needs. Get out in nature. Notice that the plant life is responding to the solar energy. Notice how all of the little creatures have their job and their task to perform and their role to play in the grand scheme of things. What are you doing to help your soul remember who it is? Another thing you can do with nature is get out and experience or be conscious of things in past lives that you've likely done and participated in this life. Simple things. Sitting next to a fire, sitting out on your front porch and feeling the breeze hit your face, going out and looking at the stars and the moon, knowing that you've had different bodies and different aspects of you looking at the exact same thing. If you sit down in a fire, next to a fire, don't sit in the fire, and think about how many times through the centuries have I sat by a fire, whether it was for survival or comfort and relaxation. Find commonalities between your timeline now and your timelines previously and the timelines that are ahead. Bring those awarenesses and commonalities back into the now moment with you. Trigger a remembrance within yourself, and all of your subconscious systems know what to do with that. And as you know, your guides can do everything that they need to do with your curiosity and your wonderment of the processes that are involved with making this place what it is. Anyway, just a short message for you guys. And I want to tease something that I have coming up that I've been working on very hard, investing just a massive amount of time and energy into. In the next week or two, probably two, I'm going to be revealing something I've made that I've been keeping to myself for all this time, and now it is time to share with all of you. One of those little treasures that you hear about in the Akashic records so much. So thank you very much, you guys. Once again, if you would like to donate, please feel free to do so. Links are in the description. I also should let you know that I have a contribution membership with YouTube. So that just offers you a way to contribute a small amount every month without having to go in and just do a singular donation every time that you remember to. Anyway, thank you very much, you guys. I will see you very soon. Goodbye.